Hi, in this little video I'm going to show you how to actually use the iris microscope. So to help us demonstrate it, we've got our subject of the day, Jane, who's very kindly going to help us out, and we're going to place her here on the front. There we go, and hopefully she won't fall off. There we go. So, a couple of things to check before, like when you first start off, is you want to get with the eyepieces. Now these are the kind of things you're going to have to set in the beginning, and then you won't have to touch them again. So if you look at here on the front, these eyepieces can move independently of each other, and you want to get the width perfectly kind of the same width as your eyes, because you want each eye to be perfectly aligned with the image you're getting out of the microscope. And also is each eyepiece can also be fine-tuned to your vision. So if you've got a slightly stronger vision or whatever, if one eye is slightly different than the other one, you just want to fine-tune it with these things here. Now once you've set that, you probably won't need to touch them again, unless you're sharing this with other people in a clinic. The next thing you want to be doing here, so let me just show you this part here. So the first wheel here is what's going to make it go up and down, like that. The second wheel is going to make it go backwards and forwards, and this is what's going to do the focusing. So you move forward or backwards depending on if it's in focus or not. Now this screw here at the back, kind of, which you can tighten or just leave untightened, is helping, it's fixing it to the chrome tube underneath it, and this is what enables you to go left and right. Now, because the system's actually quite heavy, it won't be swinging around that easily, so you don't have to tweak it. And just because you're going to be holding these two anyway to fine-tune what you're looking at, this is you holding this is what's going to give it stability. So there we go. So to start off with, actually, this ring here is what does the zooming. So it starts off at 7 times. It actually says 0.7. And then you got the multiplier here, which is a 10 times, so 0.7 times 10 is 7 magnification, and you zoom in right up to 4.5, which is 45 magnification then. So there we go. So you want to start off at the minimum zoom level. There we go. Now, once you've set that up right, now the first thing to do is to get the person to just blink normally. You don't want them to open their eyes too much, because it's going to tire them out and it's going to make them uncomfortable. Set the lighting here at the back. You've got the little potentiometer. I'll just switch it on first. There we go. Now you don't need to set it up to the maximum when you're doing all the measurements. You kind of set it up to just a little bit below maximum, just enough for you to see, and then when you're actually doing the analysis, then you can increase it if you need to. You'll need a little bit more light when you're zoomed in, obviously, because you're kind of going into it, so there's a little bit less light coming in, but there's enough light there to be able to do an analysis. Obviously check if it's uncomfortable with the person, etc. Okay, that's the lighting side. Now you can also kind of just put one side, like one of the lights on, so you've got like a lateral lighting, which is beneficial to see the surface of the eye. Okay, so when you start, so before you start looking into here, actually it's a good idea to have a chair that can go up and down. So you first set this here, okay, there we go. Now before looking through here, what you do is you set the height just like that by looking on the side. So you check that the height of the person's eye. There we go. And then you can bring it close up without it touching. Well, it can actually touch depending on the way the nose, the shape of the nose, for example, or the eyes, how deep they're sunk. And you bring it close to where the eye is. Now we're set. And then you start looking in here, and you start readjusting the height if you need to, and bringing into focus by turning this wheel here. There we go. So now once it's in focus, then you can start zooming in if you need to. Like I normally just look at the whole iris first, check all the details out, then actually go on to the other eye, and what you do here is you just back up the microscope a little bit and then turn it and face the other eye. You can actually get the person to just slightly turn their head just a little bit if it's more comfortable for them. There we go. And then you look at that one, and then I start zooming in with the zoom. Now, one thing to pay attention to as well is just making sure that the person's forehead is touching the headrest here on the top. Because if it isn't, it's going to be coming in and out of focus regularly. And if anything, maybe tell them not to talk, because when they talk, it's obviously going to make the eye go up and down because they need to move. So avoid asking them questions while you're doing the analysis. It's good practice. Okay, we've done all aspects of this. So if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Thanks a lot. Bye.